For the delay, we had a few technical difficulties, but we've got it all sorted out now, hopefully. Thanks for joining us today for the webinar on accommodation. My name is Lizette Metcalfe and I'm the Student Housing Services Manager at Middlesex Uni. And I'm joined by a couple of our student ambassadors, Masa and Rekha, who are current students at Middlesex and are from Iran and Hungary. And they'll be telling you a bit about accommodation as well, and then we'll be taking questions. So the webinar will be around 60 minutes. We've got a quick presentation to run through, followed by the question and answer session at the end. If you would like to ask a question, please type them into the chat room box, which is on the right hand side of your screen, and then we'll go through and answer those at the end. The webinar is being recorded, so we'll share the recording and presentation slides with you in a follow-up email in the next 2 days. So to get started on the presentation, so we have two options for coming to the university and where to live. So we have halls of residence, which I'm going to take you through each of those. And then also we have private accommodation in and around the local area. So firstly, our halls of residence. We have a guarantee scheme for all full-time UK, EU and international undergraduate students. So as long as you apply before the 30th of June, you're guaranteed a room in one of the halls. And also for international postgraduate students who confirm your offer and apply for accommodation before the 12th of August. Places are allocated on a first come, first served basis. And we also work with a number of private providers should our halls all be filled up. So a quick overview of all the halls. They're all self-catering rooms, so you do your own cooking in kitchens. Majority of the rooms are en suite, so you have your own shower and toilet in the room, but there are some rooms that are standard, so you share the bathroom facilities and it's all shared kitchens. There's Wi-Fi internet access in all the rooms and all communal areas. Each of the halls has its own communal area where you can get together to study and have relaxation time. There's a laundrette in each of the hall for cleaning your clothes. The bills are included in the cost, and that includes your gas, electric and water, and also basic contents insurance. We have resident assistants in all of the halls, and I'll talk a little bit more about those later. So first of all, our closest hall is Usher, which is just across the road from the campus. Close to lots of local shops and bars, really good transport links into central London. There's buses and there's the tube just down around the corner. We have 182 rooms here, which are all en suite, with shared kitchens. You share between 5 or 6 people, and then the common rooms, which are shared between 10 to 12 students. Our next hall is Plateau, which is in Colindale, which is roughly a 15 to 20-minute walk from the campus. Or there is a London transport bus that you can get that would take you up to the campus. This is a much larger community of students with 540 rooms. Again, they're all en suite, and you've got just next door local shops and bars, and again, good links into central London. There's Colindale tube station, literally 5 minutes around the corner. With this hall, you're in flats, so there's 6 of you to a flat. You each have your ensuite room, and then you share the kitchen between the 6 of you. There's a large study room, a TV room, and large outdoor areas. Then we have Ivy Hall in Cricklewood. This is a really good community of students It's a bit further away, but again, it has local shops and bars just down around the corner, and good transport links into the campus, into central London, and also to the hospital sites if you're studying nursing. We recommend Ivy Hall for any nursing students, as it allows you to have a 50-week contract, so you can stay there right throughout the year. There's only 49 ensuite rooms here. The rest are standard rooms, so you're sharing the bathroom facilities as well as the kitchen. But there's really large kitchens, so there's more students sort of can get together to study and to socialise. And there's also an outdoor courtyard. Finally, we've got Olympic Way, which is in Wembley. The newest hall of residence was built in 2016. It's next to the world famous Wembley Stadium and Wembley Arena. Again, good transport links both to the campus and into central London. It takes 20 to 40 minutes on public transport to get to the campus, really depending on the day that you're coming, or the time that you're coming onto the campus. We'll have 250 ensuite rooms for Middlesex students here. There are overall just under 800 rooms, but the rest of the rooms are for students from other universities around London. So you'll have a real mix of students there. They also have 70 studio flats, but these are booked direct with Unite rather than through the university. They've got some really fantastic social spaces, terraces, looking out across to the stadium, and also indoor TV areas and games areas. One of the best things about Wembley is its fantastic opportunities for part-time work at the stadium, at the arena, and there's a new box park with food and entertainment, and so they're always looking for new students to do part-time work throughout the year. So for the support in halls, there's hall staff in all of the halls between 9 AM and 5 PM Monday to Friday, and they can assist with any queries in regards to the halls, including any maintenance issues. There's a security on site in the evening and at the weekends, who can deal with emergencies, noise issues, etc. So there's always someone on site to help you with any queries that you might have. And then there's my team, which is the Middlesex Accommodation team, and we can help in regards to any queries with your contract or rent. So as I mentioned before, we have a resident assistant scheme in all of the halls. So these are students who've been in the halls previously. They're there to help provide advice, to organise activities and arrange kitchen meetings to make sure that you're getting on with everyone within your flat, and organising the cleaning rotors and all that sort of thing. And as you can see from here, do various activities from table tennis tournaments, games nights, quiz nights, film nights, various sort of sports things. This year it's all been virtual and online, but hopefully from September things will be looking a lot better, and they'll be able to do more of this face to face. And the resident assistants are available in the evenings and at weekends. In terms of university support, we've got various specialist support teams that you can access whenever you need them. So with academic support, we have our learning enhancement team. For placements and part-time works, there's MDX Works. Financial support, we have our student welfare advice team. For any disability issue, and this includes any help you might need within the hall. you can contact the disability support team to discuss that. And then we have our mental health team, so our counselling and mental health team, which are really great. Some other useful information. So when you make your application, you don't need to pay a deposit. You can apply once you have a conditional or unconditional offer, and as long as you put Middlesex as your first choice. We will then go ahead and make you an offer for a room, and then we will ask you to pay a £300 advance rent payment, and this will go towards your first term's rent. The rent, we don't have the prices yet for Olympic Way, so they will show on the website in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, but this gives you an idea of the current rent. So £152.74 for a standard room at Ivy Hall. And then the ensuite rooms range from £169.68 to £185.22. As I mentioned before, all the bills are included in that price. The majority of our contracts are 40 weeks, which covers most courses, but some students will need a 50-week contract or just want to stay on over the summer, and that is possible at Ivy Hall. So once you've been made an offer from the university and you've accepted your offer, so put Middlesex as your first choice, you can then do your application online via our website, which is www.mdx.ac.uk/accommodation. And if you go onto that website, you'll find all of the information, including prices that I've given you today. So the second option is private accommodation. This is usually, if you want a more homely environment or a quieter environment for studying, so postgrad or mature students. You have the possibility of partners and family staying, and also the possibility of staying for the full 3 years if that's what you choose to do. So we've got lots of landlords in and around the Hendon area, and there's 3 types of accommodation. So there's lodgings where you live with a host family, shared properties, so each individual student rents out a room in a house, and then whole property, which generally is what students do in their second and third year. They'll get together as a group once you've made friends on your course or in the hall and rent out a whole property together. Costs vary depending on the type, standard and location, but typically cost between £160 to £220 per week, and then you have your bills on top of that. So we've got a dedicated website detailing private rented accommodation registered with the university, and that's called Middlesex Student Pad. We advise students to start looking on there from May onwards, because that's when landlords would start to re-register with us. On there, you will also find information about local estate agents, and they have a lot of student accommodation available as well. So over to Masa, who's...
Hi, can you hear me?
Just about.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. So, hey everybody, I am Masa, and I'm a master's degree student from Iran, and currently I'm staying at Plateau, which is a student accommodation provided by Middlesex. So firstly, as Lizette has already mentioned, the applications are done online. But in my experience, I couldn't access the online portal for technical issues, and I emailed the accommodation team and they did it for me manually. Basically, I just provided the team with three of my preferences, and they gave me one option based on the availability of the room. And then I paid my advance rent to secure my offer, and then it was reduced from my first installment, my first term rent installment, sorry. And if you are not sure about the status of your visa, of course, I'm an international student, so it was during COVID, and I had a lot of uncertainties. Just the important thing is just to keep in touch with the team. They are friendly and responsive, and just keep them informed about the status of your arrival, and they tell you what to do. So before I go on and talk about Plateau rooms, I would like to talk to you about a few things before you arrive and when you arrive. So before your arrival, make sure that you register for the free Wi-Fi and also insurance, the details of which will be emailed to you closer to the date of your arrival. There is also student packages which you can sign up for, and they will be delivered to your room even before you arrive. And these includes like beddings, like duvets and pillows and kitchen equipments and everything. These will also be emailed to you. And after you arrive, transportation is really easy because, as Lizette said, all the accommodations are close to public transportation stations. But personally, I had a lot of luggage, so I just took a cab. And another thing is you have a welcome package in your room. I did, and all of my flatmates did. And there is a SIM card in that, so don't buy SIM cards from the airport. They are free, and you just need to top them off. And about the time of your arrival, don't worry if you arrive on weekends or like late on the day. There's always someone in the office that can help you and show you to your rooms and tell you what to do. Next slide, please, Lizette. All right, now let's talk about the rooms and Plat Hall. As you can see in the top right photo, Platt Hall is located within a secured area, and it has 3 blocks and a lot of green space and outside benches that you can like hang out with friends and enjoy the fresh air. And the rooms, I shown my room in 2 pictures. It's the first day that I arrived, and there is a lot of storage for clothes, and of course an ensuite bathroom. And the kitchen is shared. I was really excited that we had an oven because I love baking, and there is evidence of that. And another thing is that you have cleaning services for common areas, for example kitchen and the hallways, but your room, you are responsible for it. And there is a laundry room. There is a big number of machines. So and just to make sure that there is a machine for you available all the time. And another thing that I enjoy is that Platt Hall is really nice for socializing. I arrived here in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm an introvert, so I didn't have the chance to meet my friends who lived outside of London. So having my flatmates with me was a big help not to feel alone. And you can of course always change your room if you have a problem with it. You just have to inform the office, and it's really important that you don't do it without noticing them. And yeah, as I said before, the transportation and access to stores for groceries is really easy. There is a Sainsbury and Tesco right across the street, and there is a 10 10-minute walk to even bigger chain stores for food and grocery as well. And you can either walk to campus. It's like about 50 minutes walk, and there is a bus station right outside the Plateau, which can take you there in 7 minutes. The only problem that I had was that it's a little bit of noise, on the weekends, and a little bit of police sirens, which, to be honest, it makes me feel a bit safe. But if you are really restricted about noise, that's a small problem. So next slide, please. Uh, these two pictures, I wanted to finish with these two because they're beautiful. The right one is the view from my room. It's a beautiful sunset in London, and the left one is a beautiful snowy day we had. And as you can see in the photo, everyone's outside, like socializing and enjoying the weather. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Masa. Okay, over to Rekha.
Yes, hi everyone. So I'm from Hungary and I'm studying undergraduation as sports and exercise rehabilitation. Before I started the study, I was more than just focusing on work. So I'm more like a mature student. That's why I know more about accommodation in around London. So basically what you are coming in, like, you need to think about that, like how long you want to rent the place. If it's just like your shorter time when you are studying, it's better to rent a room. And it's even more dues going from private landlord or people like you guys, like they are studying or working abroad, so they, you know, renting out their own rooms. And it's sometimes it's even more cheaper. But for if you want to go for like house or flats like studios, well, those, like, I put some two specific three actually specific, like I said, Zoopla, Rightmoves and Open Rent. Then where these are more like specific and really most popular and really reliable. But Open Rent I always more recommended because there is more private landlord. Why I'm always saying private landlord is that if you're going for like agencies or something like that, they ask a lot of paperwork as well. So they even ask your UK visa. At the moment, they're asking more like tax bills or utilities bills, anything like, you know, like on the last 3 months, how much you've been like paying. I know it's sometimes it's tricky why they ask for it, but it's just they want to see that like kind of like your credit history as well. So like, you know, if you can really afford to rent like a house with more people or by just your own yourself. So on the private landlord, they are kind of more flexible as well. So even if they are like as the same as well, like agency, they ask for deposit, but sometimes they ask just like for like 1 month maximum. They go for 6 weeks of by that as well. But in another thing is that what you need to aware of that, I'm not sure how have you been in London, but they are split by zones. So, you know, zone 1 in the center and going all around like a nice circle. So as university, they are on kind of like North London, zone 4 and 5. You can see that on the picture. So this is the area where is the price is more like, at the moment I was checking it, like between 450 to 950 per month. Sometimes you know, it's the same price as if all around the area, but as you are going to closer to the central, all the prices is going higher. So it's really good to be aware of it. And also when you are checking on these websites, you need to check it if they say the bills included or not as well, or, you know, any fees, furnished, unfurnished, because you don't want to be surprised when you're arriving, like with lots of cases, there is no bed at all. And yeah, so even I started to renting a room, and it was more easier for me by, like, at the moment, as I said, I was studying before studying, I was more doing like 2-3 jobs as well. But at the moment, I'm more like renting the big house. So I had to afford it, you know, like before that. And if you have any question as well, sometimes as Lisette mentioned as well, the MDX can help you about as well. If you want to get some discounts, and if you know, they can give you like a nice cover letter or the council tax letter as well. So you can get less discount for you. And if you have any question, you can even like firing to me right now or later on to Lisette as well, because as I said, I'm a master's student, so I know around the areas. I would always recommend it because of your study. If you could start looking for first zone 3 and 4, because you know, like the traveling time as well is like less than, even it's easier, you use the bus and tubes, but in the morning there's a lot of traffic. And even after in afternoon, like 4 to 5, between 4 to 5 o'clock. So it's really good to be aware of. And that's it. And hopefully I'm gonna see you around, not just in the Middlesex, but also in London. That's it.
Thanks, Rekha. Okay. So we'll go through the questions now, but if you think of anything afterwards, you can always contact my team via email, as per the details here, accomm@mdx.ac.uk. Our phone number is 0208 411 6121. Or if you go onto our web page, there's a chat facility there, so you can always chat to someone online as well. So please do feel free to contact us. Right, let's have a go through the questions. And Rekha and Marsa, maybe you might be able to help me with some of these. See.
Sorry, I was muted.
What is realistically the deadline, the last moment to get a room in Usher Hall? I know that until June, freshman students get an advantage, but this hall must be widely popular due to its close location to uni. Yes, that's very true. Usher Hall is obviously the most popular, being the closest to the university. And it does go the quickest. So you probably need to have an application in by the middle of June to be sure of getting a room in Usher Hall. But it depends year on year, you know, what availability there is. For Strategic Marketing Master of Science, which is the best choice? So we don't, each of the halls are suitable for each of the courses. The only ones really that we say about is the nursing students going to Ivy Hall, but all other students can go to any of the halls. If you're a postgraduate student, they do have a quieter block in Usher Hall. So, and we also have Rittle House, which I didn't actually mention in the slides, is a small hall within the Plateau site, which we offer out to postgraduate and mature students. Which day of May do the applications open? That's a very good question. We're just finalising the rent and everything with Unite for the hall in Wembley. So unfortunately, until we've done that, we can't open up the application process. But we're hoping around about sort of 15th of May the application process will be open, but it's just a case of keep checking on the website. For someone that has dependents, which would you recommend? So if you've got dependents, you would need to look at private accommodation. Rebecca, do you want to come in on this one?
Well, yeah, if you have someone depending, like because you want like more private area, and like you know, you don't want to disturb us, like, you know, as Masha mentioned as well, on the weekend sometimes it's so noisy, anything like that. So I would more recommend to go for like, even not sure if you are aware, like, you know, 1 or 2 rooms flats or something as well, and these are really good prices as well. When I was making my slides last week, I was checking and they are really good, but now at the moment with bills included as well, so you wouldn't be near worried about. And even as I said, the MTS can give you like cover letters, so even they give you like, you know, discounts on it if they, you know, the landlord is really, or agency is really flexible to accept it. And where I am living now, I am close to uni, so like half an hour away. And this area is more like, where I live is more like a family area. So there is really not noisy. It's more like family house, not like the big flat house. So I would really recommend to look for maybe this area then where I live, if you have a dependent.
Thanks, Rebecca. Okay, so we've got another question. Are some of the halls traditionally more popular among undergraduates or freshman students than others? If so, which one? Again, it's a mixture throughout all of the halls. Probably Usher is most popular with postgraduate and more mature students. So, but in each of the halls, there'll be flats specifically for more mature students, but the vast majority in each of the halls are undergraduates. Thank you, and thank you. You're welcome. Has anybody else got any questions? We've got another couple of minutes, I think. We'll just give you a chance to think of anything. Oh, yeah, here we go. I would like to be near the campus. I'm going to study healthy aging at Middlesex. Oh, that sounds an interesting course. So as I say, Usher Hall is the nearest one to the campus. It's literally 5 minutes, not in 5 minutes across the road. And then Platt Hall is the next nearest, roughly 15, 20 minutes walk from the campus. And yeah, as I say, if you think of any questions afterwards, then feel free to email, give us a call, contact us on the chat on the website. We've all from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. There's always someone around to help with your questions. We only need our top 3 for the application. Yes, that's correct. So you put in 3 choices, and then it depends on what we have available when your application comes in as to what choice. When we get to the point later on in the year with limited availability, if none of your choices are available, we would give you a call and see if you're interested in one of the other halls. We usually do have availability right through until September, so anyone who comes through clearing, it usually gets an offer as well. Is there any importance given to freshers during allocation, or it depends on who applies first? It is first come, first served, but first years do take priority. So second and third years, we don't actually look at their applications until late August, early September. So by that time, the majority of the first years will have already been allocated. Arta's just asked about the application process. When's it going to open? So we're just to say we're just working with Unite Students who run the hall for us in Wembley around the rent for that hall, and so we can't actually open the process until that's completed. We're hoping it should be by mid-May, so with a bit of luck by about the 15th of May it should be open, but you can just email us and we can let you know, or check on the website. Okay, I think we've just about come to an end. So thank you for joining us today and for all your questions. It's been really great. Can you take a minute to answer our poll? And if we missed anything, please do contact us through our Facebook group for offer holders. The link has been added to the chat box. We hope to welcome you to Middlesex very soon. Thank you. Bye.